I'd be willing to bet if you look at local news, small towns, you're seeing Rick Steiner's closing after 30 years. John's Family Bakery after 80 years is shutting down.
Yeah, this is just a continuation of a trend, which is, probably started with COVID, I think, when the shutdowns happened and people had to stay, the lockdowns happened, people had to stay home, they had to close a lot of people had businesses that they lost because of that. And then you had the issues with the supply chains and stuff, and then you had the inflation. So there's been significant stressors for the entirety of the Biden administration, and their responses, the Biden administration's responses, have been absolutely insufficient.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because Red Lobster has been around since, 1962. So in the time that it was growing, it prevented small businesses from opening up. That's how this works sometimes, whatever. But then when it goes away, we don't have small businesses moving in, and we also don't have this corporate chain. So the communities that it's in will inevitably suffer. It reminds me of stories. I had read an interview with someone who lived in, I think it was Welch, West Virginia, which is one of the poorest areas of the country. And they talked about how they'd lived their whole lives. There used to be a bustling Main Street. Industry changed. That got closed down. A Walmart came in. Then the Walmart left. And so the communities there have nothing. Right?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say there's a survey from Slack, actually. I was just thinking about this when you guys were talking. They did a survey in January, end of January, and released the results that found that 32% of the small business owners that utilize Slack said that they're afraid they're not even going to make it all of 2024. A third of small businesses.
Did you see the story that something like 40% of small businesses didn't make rent?
Yeah, last month.
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
I mean, it's looking really bad. I do want to briefly mention this funny meme that I saw. A guy tweeted, "There is a secret society of people that are keeping Long John Silver's in business, and they're living among us." And I'm like,
I believe that. This is what I was
I don't know
saying.
who goes as a Long John Silver's.
But this is what I'm saying about the TikTok campaign. One of the things that the country could do, TikTok just being any sort of young people fad, when these things become cult classics, people start going after them. I saw this video on Reels where girls are don't unalive yourself. There's Applebee's. Applebee's is great. And they're showing eating group of girls.
Because of Red Lobster?
No, Applebee's. I think it's
no,
Applebee's.
but I mean, they're depressed because Red Lobster closed?
No, they're saying life is good. Look at this molten lava cake from Applebee's. People have weird sense of humor. If someone could just really market Red Lobster, maybe we could turn this thing around. On the other hand, again, I've read this report that this endless shrimp thing, it wasn't good, but there was a moment they were but people think it's so funny that they're coming in. So maybe that's working for us. Maybe we can survive these losses. Again, I can't personally eat at Red Lobster, but you have to decide which American iconic chain you want to protect alongside all of the small businesses that depend on your dollar.